The farmland.
Love
a lot of people, a lot of farmers out of work. People need jobs. Don't want to be guessing about this. America's economy needs to be back on track. And this Thursday, President Obama will announce his plan to help create jobs in the U.S. This coming as a new Labor Department report shows a net total of 0 jobs added in the month of August. And with millions of Americans still out of work, just how big will this plan actually be? And joining us now, the editor-in-chief of Roll Call, Scott Montgomery. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
So let's get right to it. Not just net 0 jobs, also talking about a couple other factors. The number of hours worked by the average American, that is down. Hourly earnings, that is down. So if an American does have a job, they're working less, they're making less. What does the president need to say on Thursday night? What do you want to hear?
Well, I think at this stage, you know, that 0 jobs report that you talked about really does kind of change the landscape for the president, well, for everybody. He can't come in, if he had intended to do a speech for a joint session of Congress that really was aimed at contrasting his plans from Republicans, that's not going to be enough. He really needs to put out a plan that's got some detail in it that he can actually achieve.
Well, now, he had a plan. He had a plan, though, the stimulus plan way back when, if you seem to recall that. But, you know, we're still talking about some good news, possibly. Private employers, they've created about 2.3 million jobs. That is since early 2010. But the bottom line is that is not nearly enough, correct? We need to be creating about 100,000 jobs per month just to absorb the new workers that are entering the work field. So what do you think that the president can do specifically, talking specifically, to not have this be another failed stimulus plan?
Well, what he really needs to do, he can't come in and do what he often likes to do, which is sort of outline a broad idea and then leave the details to the other side, to Congress to work out. He really needs sort of both the overarching plan and sort of the overarching strategy and the nitty-gritty details. You know, he's talked, we know that he's going to do some sort of tax cut ideas, whether it's just extending the payroll tax. I think now he's talking probably about doing something a little bit bigger than that, maybe a lot bigger than that, which could actually get the attention of some Republicans.
So there are 14 million Americans, give or take, still without a job. And as you mentioned, the president, very well known for talking about goals and ideas. All those folks, they don't want to hear about a goal. They don't want to hear about an idea. They want to know how they can go out and get a job tomorrow. So how do you think that will play out in his speech?
Well, he's going to have to. One of the things we believe he's going to be talking about is this idea that of an infrastructure investment program or an infrastructure bank, where maybe, like there's a plan in Georgia that seems to be gaining some attention, where unemployed people are put to work on public works projects, and they continue to draw unemployment, but then they're actually put to work, and that helps to start to at least get people back into the workforce in some way.
Another problem that he's been facing, and actually both sides of the fence, Republicans and Democrats, this is all this political wrangling and this inability for both sides to appear to be able to come together on any level. And it even happened when he announced when he's actually going to give the speech on Thursday. There was political wrangling over that. So how do you think that will be dealt with?
Well, I mean, I have to believe that at some point, and that's what I was alluding to earlier, at some point the landscape is going to be changing for everybody. The Republicans in Congress really have won on the spending cuts fight. And I think that the thing they have to be concerned about now is that this whole jobs discussion not turn into another discussion about spending cuts. I think that at some point the American people are going to say, you know, we really need to be talking about something else. And we are starting to see the leaders in Congress, Majority Leader Eric Cantor and the Speaker, have started to talk a little bit about how we can't keep talking about cutting spending. We need to start talking about jobs and kind of change the subject.
So specifically Thursday night, you're looking to hear details, a real plan, and something that can actually get people working.
Correct.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us. We'll see what happens on Thursday. Scott Montgomery, thank you.
Look forward to it.